Hi everyone, this is part 2 of how to solve a Rubik's Cube. So in this video, we will be solving the first two layers. So the basics for this one. So we already have the first layer done. So now it's basically just solving the second layer. So after having the first layer done, this is the next step, which is the second layer. And basically, the basics that you need to know is that opposite of orange is red, opposite of green is blue, and opposite of white is yellow. You basically just need to know the opposite colors because that helps you a lot with this step. And also, just to refresh your minds about the algorithms we learned last time, the right-hand algorithm and the left-hand algorithm. Remember, right is like this. R, U, R prime, U prime, notation. Left hand is L prime, U prime, L, U. Okay, so right here, last week we learned how to solve white cross. So we learned how to do the white cross, and then we learned how to do first layer. And after white light, we're taking the edges, like this is one's red and green. We're gonna put it in the red and green slot. So how we do that is taking our example of red and green. You're gonna look in the top layer for any edges. So these four are all edges, but you can only use some of them. So the thing about the edges is that it cannot contain yellow. So this one doesn't work because the top color is yellow. So it's yellow and green. So that wouldn't work because yellow is in the edge, so you can't use this one. You also can't use this one because yellow is one of the colors. This edge is yellow and orange, and yellow is one of the colors. Yellow is the color facing you, so you can't use this one either. So the only two in this situation you could use is green and red edge, or the blue, or the green and orange edge. So in this case, you could pick any of them. So you could pick any of them all the time. So in this case, I will pick the green and orange one. So if you pick the orange and green one, you're first gonna match the colors. So when you put white at the bottom, like white is usually at the bottom, the color facing you, in this case green, is gonna be color that you're matching. So now, since this one's green, you're gonna find the green center, and you're just gonna turn the top and match it. So now you have a straight line of greens because you match the green with the center, which has the edge piece already there. So now that you have this whole line of green, you're gonna look at the top color now. This is where the top color becomes important. So this color is orange. So we're gonna move it to the opposite of orange. So like we said before, the opposite of orange is red. So we're gonna move it to the red side. So we're gonna turn the top so that the orange is right above the red. And then you're gonna have to remember this. Whenever you move it to the left side, you always have to do the right-hand algorithm. And same with the other side. If you move it to the right side, you have to do the left-hand algorithm. So it's always going to be the opposite. So if you have the edge right here, this one's the top color is orange, so you're going to move it to the red side, and then you're going to do the right-hand algorithm because you move it to the left side. And now you're going to look at the edge you just used. The top color is orange, so you're going to turn to the orange side, and then you're going to do the opposite of what you just did. So I just did the right-hand algorithm, so now I'm going to do the left-hand algorithm. And now your edge should be in place. So now we're going to look in the top layer for any other edge we could use. So in this case, this one has yellow, this one is yellow, this one is yellow. This is the only one we could use. So lucky for us, this is already matched because the color facing us is green and it's already matched with the green center. But in case it's not, all you have to do is just turn so that it's matching it. And the top color is red. It's a green and red pair. It's a red and green edge. So you're gonna move the edge so that the edge is right above orange, which is the opposite of red, since the top color is red. And since we moved it to the right side, we're gonna do the left-hand algorithm because it's the opposite. And then since the top color of this edge is red, we're gonna turn to the right side. We're gonna turn to the red side, and then we're gonna do the right-hand algorithm because the first time we did the left-hand algorithm. So this could be a lot to remember, but you just have to remember that what the steps in order to do this is just match up the front face, look at the top color, in this case blue, move to the opposite side, and the direction that you turn it in, you're going to do opposite for the algorithm. So if you move it to left, you're going to do right algorithm, right, left algorithm. In this case, I moved it to left, so we're going to do right algorithm. And then you're just going to have to remember that after this step is looking at the top color of the edge. So since it's blue, we're going to turn to the blue side. And before we did the right-hand algorithm, since we moved it to the left side. So now we're going to do the left-hand algorithm. So that is a little bit tricky, but as long as you always follow these steps, you're always going to be able to make this edge. So make sure, if you're having any trouble, just make sure to feel free to rewind this video or put it at a slower speed so that you could keep up, and just go back in the video just to see the steps, because it can get kind of tricky sometimes and hard to remember. So let's continue with the example. Blue, red, turn to orange side because it's opposite. Right hand, move it to the red side because this is red. Left. So a case that you could run into, that you could easily run into. Wait, let me just. Is when an edge, the only edge you could use is in the second layer. It's not even in the top layer. It's in the second layer. It's in the middle layer. It's in one of the possible spots, but it's not in the correct spot. It's supposed to be in this one. The red and green, it's supposed to go in here, not the blue and orange. So in this case, first check if the top layer has any other ones. So in this case, the top has green and red. So I would do green and red first. But in case you have no colors in the top, everything in the top all contains yellow in it, and the only edge that's left to do, is in this kind of position, then basically you're just gonna bring it so that it's in the top. We're gonna use this formula to bring it into the top. So there's no way to just completely just teleport this from here up into here without bringing it to the top layer first. So we're going to put the edge so that it's on the right side of you. See, it's on the right side. And then since it's on the right side, we're going to do right-hand algorithm. And then just all you got to remember basically for this one that's not that intuitive is that you have to always turn to the right side after this. So you're going to turn to the right side and then do left. This is just oh, never mind. So in this case, now the pair is now in the top layer. So now you could match it up normally and then do the normal steps. So yeah, that's basically what you do. That works for anything. That works for any pair. That's not just for the orange and blue pair. As any pair that's in this position, that's it's not in the correct order, but it's not in the top layer, but it's in this position or this position, then always just remember, put it on the right side, right-hand algorithm, turn to the right, left-hand algorithm, and then it should be in the top layer, and then you could repeat the steps. So let's just finish off this. Let's just finish off this example. Wait, this is a horrible example because so many of Okay, this is probably a better example. So in this case, this one, my edge is already in. So this one, I don't have to worry about. In case this happens to you, just remember that you don't have to worry about it. That's just basically a good thing because it's just one free pair. This one, you see, it doesn't have yellow in it, so you could use it. So it's green and red. So you're going to match up the green. This top is red, so you're going to turn it to the opposite side. Left, right. This one, red is matching. Blue is on top. Since it's blue, you're going to move it to the opposite blue of green. And since we're moving it to this side, we're going to use this side's algorithm. So since we move it to the right, we're going to do the left-hand algorithm because it's the opposite. and then you're going to turn it back. Since the top color of this edge is blue, you're going to turn it so that the blue center is facing you, and then you're going to do the opposite of what you just did. So if you just did left, you're going to do right. And last one. This one, you're going to match up the green, orange, like this. And then you should have your first 2 layers done. So the only thing that's really kind of like annoying is really just when you have, wait, let me just get this case real quick. The only thing that can get kind of frustrating is when you have the piece that you want is in here. But just remember, if there's one in the top layer, in case, like in this case, there's 2. If there's ones in the top layer, always do it first, because you don't want to, because obviously doing this is tedious because it's extra steps. And usually when you solve the ones in the top layer first, then this piece can become into the top layer. So like after you solve these 2, or maybe even just one of them, this piece will eventually end up in the top layer. So just, if there's still pieces up here that are able to use, remember you can't use the ones that are yellow, but as long as there are ones you could use, don't do this. But in case this is the only pair you could use, all the other ones in the yellow, and all the other ones have yellow, or like this is your last pair, then just put it on your right hand algorithm, turn to the right, always to the right, and then left hand algorithm, and then it should be in the top. Remember, this doesn't mean it's solved. That means it's now in the top. So now you could see, now you can match it up. Red, so you're going to turn it to orange because it's opposite. So since you turn it to left, you're going to do the opposite, which is right hand algorithm, and then you're going to turn to the color that this is, red, and then you're going to do left hand, because before you did right hand. Last one, opposite color, opposite algorithm, match, turn to the color of the top, opposite algorithm. So yeah, now you have the first 2 layers done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Go Bengals!